Hello everyone. So in this session, I'm going to start Selenium. So let's understand what is Selenium. So Selenium actually is a very popular open source web testing framework. So it is a web testing framework. So if you want to perform automation testing, actually we can categorize in two categories. One is a manual testing, another one is the automation testing. In manual testing, programmer is responsible, yes, no, tester is responsible to perform testing manually. But in automation testing, tester can write an automation script, and using that automation script, we can perform automation testing. So if you want to perform automation testing, so far that Selenium is most popular framework for automation testing. So Selenium, what is a Selenium? Selenium we can see the open source web testing framework. If you want to test any web application where you want to perform automation actions to test your web application, you can use Selenium. So why Selenium is most popular? There are several tools available into the market for automation testing, but Selenium is most popular. Why Selenium is most popular? First reason, Selenium is open source. There is no license cost involved, and it can be downloaded free. It means before using Selenium, no need to invest money. Second advantage, suppose if you are good with Java programming language, then you can use Selenium with Java. If you are good with Python, then you can use Selenium with Python. It means before going to use Selenium, no need to learn any specific programming language. In which programming language you are comfortable, you can use that programming language with Selenium. So unlike other automation tool which need specific programming knowledge to create a test script, but Selenium support scripting in 10 different languages as of now. It means in which programming language you are comfortable, you can use Selenium script with that programming language. You can write Selenium script using that programming language. So no need to learn any specific programming language to work with Selenium. That is the most popular reason Selenium is most popular. Second, Selenium you can integrate it with Maven, Jenkins, and etc. tools. So these are features by which Selenium is most popular. So what is the advantage of using Selenium? So there is no initial investment on procuring automation tools which save thousands of dollars on the project budget. And there is no need to train programmer in new language. Selenium can readily use for creating test script in language they are currently familiar with. So in which it means in which programming language you are comfortable, you can use Selenium with that programming language. So that's why Selenium is more popular. So what is a Selenium? So we can say Selenium is nothing, is a suite of tools which can automate action on a web browser, So Selenium is a open source automation testing framework for web application. And Selenium is a suite of tool which can automate action on a web browser. No need to write, no need to perform manual action on a web page. Using Selenium, you can perform automation testing. It means which can automate action on a web browser. So when you are working with Selenium, there are three important tools that form the core of Selenium ecosystem. There are three main components. One is a Selenium ID, second one is a Selenium WebDriver, and third one is a Selenium Grid. So that is a very important if you want to work with Selenium. So these are three important tools that form the core of Selenium ecosystem. One is the Selenium ID, second one is the Selenium WebDriver, and third one is the Selenium Grid. So what is the Selenium ID? So users are new to Selenium and add or have no prior knowledge in programming language. It means if you are using Selenium ID for automation script, automation testing, so no need to learn any programming language. No programming language knowledge is required. An automated test script have to create it in the quickest possible way, and cross-browser testing is not required if you are working with Selenium ID. Actually, there are three important core system, important tool that forms core of Selenium ecosystem. One is the Selenium ID, Selenium WebDriver, and Selenium Grid. But Selenium ID is deprecated. So no one use the Selenium ID as of now. Everyone working with Selenium WebDriver. Because Selenium WebDriver actually provides one application programming interface to perform automated action on a web browser. So let's understand, yes, no, what difference between Selenium ID and Selenium WebDriver. So why Selenium WebDriver is more popular and what the difference between Selenium ID and Selenium WebDriver. If you are working with Selenium ID, so Selenium ID can automated testing only Mozilla Firefox. It means you can't perform cross-browser testing. Selenium ID is not supported cross-browser testing. It means if you want to test your application on a Edge browser, or Firefox, or other Chrome browser, Selenium ID doesn't support cross-browser testing. But Selenium WebDriver can automated test in all browsers currently available in the market. That is a difference. So Selenium ID is a deprecated. No one uses the Selenium ID for automation script. Now which one uses? Selenium WebDriver. What the difference between Selenium ID and Selenium WebDriver? Selenium ID doesn't support browser compatibility testing, but Selenium WebDriver can automate testing in all major browsers currently available in the market. Next is a data-driven test. Suppose if you have a test, a single flow like customer creation of different 20, for 20 different customer type, then you have to create 20 different tests for each customer. So what means of data-driven test? Suppose you have any test script, suppose you have written, suppose I want to write one test script for creating a customer. So first test case used for creating one customer. If you want to create 20 customer, so it means you need to write 20 different test cases. But my requirement, I want to execute same test case for multiple times for different inputs. If you want to execute any test case multiple times for different test input, that approach is called data-driven testing, data-driven approach. So Selenium ID actually doesn't support data-driven testing. But Selenium WebDriver support data-driven testing. It means you can execute same test case multiple times for different input, and you can supply test input either from the file or from your database. You can supply. It means Selenium WebDriver support data-driven testing. So that is the advantage and end-to-end test process automation. End-to-end means Selenium ID cannot integrate it with any other tools to manage execution cycles defect. So thus end-to-end testing process cannot be automated. But Selenium WebDriver can be integrated with other open source tools like Cucumber, Jira, and Jenkins. That is another advantage. and maintenance of large automated test suite with number of test cases ranging between 50 to several hundred. This means modular subroutine cannot be created. Hence, even if there is a changes in one screen of the application, all the test scripts have to analyze and change. This is a time-consuming process. But modular subroutines can be programmed. Hence, if there is any change in one screen, only the impact subroutine needs to be analyzed and changed. It saves lot of maintenance effort. And Selenium ID doesn't support end-to-end test process automation. It means Selenium ID, we can't integrate it with other tools, but Selenium WebDriver, we can integrate it with other tools also. So that is the difference between Selenium ID and Selenium WebDriver. So what is the Selenium WebDriver? So let's understand. Selenium ID actually provides user interface based solution for recording and playing back text on a web page. If you are working with Selenium ID is a user interface based solution for recording and playing back text on a web page. Whereas Selenium WebDriver is an application programming interface based solution for programming and executing tests on a web page. So what is the feature of Selenium WebDriver? Selenium WebDriver run test on any of these browsers. Selenium WebDriver test you can run any of the browser and create test using any of the programming language. It means if you are comfortable in which programming language, you can write Selenium automation script using that programming language. No need to learn any specific programming language to work with Selenium WebDriver. That's why Selenium WebDriver is most popular too. Let's understand, guys, how we can work with Selenium WebDriver. So if you want to work with a Selenium WebDriver, first we create one simple automation script. Then we will check automate simple interaction. Then we will discuss automate complex interaction, enable automation script, and then we create a test suite. So let's first we understand how we can create simple automation script using Selenium WebDriver. So in this course, we are going to focus Selenium WebDriver because using Selenium WebDriver, we can write automation script, we can perform automated action on a web browser. So using Selenium WebDriver, we can automate web browser. Your web browser can be handled by the Selenium WebDriver. So let's understand how we can create a project and how we can create a setup to work with Selenium WebDriver. So let's understand first of all how we can create a project and how we can set up project to work with Selenium WebDriver. So let's now we open the Eclipse IDE and let's understand, guys. Before creating a project, first we need to understand in your system, these are software must be installed. In your system, make sure in your system JDK is available. So which version you are using? So I'm using JDK 17. So if you are using any other version, you can use that ones, no issue. But first of all, check whether JDK have in your system or not. So if you want to check whether JDK in your system is available or not available, so you can check, just search in the Windows search bar CMD in the command prompt. You can type Java space -- version. Once you type this, it will show if Java is available. So you can check here. It's showing Java 17. It means in my system, I have Java 17. So before going to work with Selenium, first of all, confirm whether you have JDK in your system or not. If you don't have JDK, first install the JDK in your system. How you can install? Very simple process to install. Just go to the internet browser, and in the browser you can search. Just go to the browser and here you can search, guys. Go to the Google. In the Google you can type JDK download. Just type the JDK download. Once you type here, it will open JDK Java Oracle site. You can open that and there is an option you can check here. Here Java version is available. So Java, you can click on Java download, and which version you want to download, you can check here. Here Java is available. If you want to download JDK 17, you can click on JDK 17, and now here you can check it based on your operating system, which operating system you have. If you have Linux, Mac, yeah, Windows, you can select Windows if you have Windows. In my case, I have Windows. In your case, which operating system you have in your system, you can select that one. So in my case, I have Windows, so we can select yes, no. Here, any 64 version installer, you can just click and you can install JDK in your system. Once you click here, it will download, and once it downloaded, just click on that, double click on that file, and just click next, 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 and you can install JDK in your system. Okay, once you have JDK in your system, one more thing you required, make sure in your system you have one Maven tool also. Maven. So what is a Maven? So let's here I give the high level picture. What is a Maven? Maven actually is nothing. Maven is a build tool. It is a build tool. If you want to create a project, so if you want to create a project and you want to manage a project life cycle, so Maven is a build tool that helps to create a project and helps to manage project life cycle, we can say. So what is a Maven? Maven is a build automation tool used for primarily for Java projects. So Maven is very popular open source build tool developed by Apache Group to build, publish, and deploy several projects. This means we can say it is a project management tool. So it will perform yes, automations project management tool. As a programmer, you not need to take care. Maven will take care for managing your project. So here we are using Maven for building, creating, and managing your project. So which tool we are going to create, manage, and building your project? Maven. So make sure you have Maven in your system. How you if you want to check, so how you can check? Just search cmd command prompt, and here you can type command mvn hyphen version, and you can type command hyphen mvn. Okay, it's not showing mvn hyphen v. Okay, so in my system you can check here. It's not showing, I think. Go to the C drive and the program files, and here you can search on the program files. You can check here. Okay, in my system is Maven is not there. So what you need to do, if Maven is not there, then you can download from the internet and just extract. You can check here. If Maven is not there, then go to the browser, again go to the Google. In the Google, you can type Maven download. Yes, no? Maven download for Windows. You can check it. There is Apache Maven. You can just double click, yes, no? And here you can download your Maven. So you can check here, there is a Maven. So if you want to download zip file, you can download zip file. So which operating system? Okay, you can download zip file. Just you can download. Now after downloading, let's understand. Okay, once you download it, now go to the download folder, and now you can extract this file, extract file. You can click here extract, and you can extract the file. And now once file is extracted, you can copy this folder and go to the C drive, and under program files, you can paste here only. Just paste your Maven. Okay, after that, now go to the Eclipse IDE and open your Eclipse IDE. Now let's understand how we can create Maven based project. Now, if you want to create a project, So go to the file option. There is a new option, and here you can check here. Here you able to find out Maven project. Suppose if you are not able to find out here, then you can click directly other option. You can click on other option, and here you can select search Maven. You can search Maven, and then you can select Maven project, and then you can click on next button, guys. So once you click on next button, it will ask to create a simple Maven project. So there is a checkbox here. You can check here. You can click on this checkbox to create a simple Maven based project, and then you can click on next button. Once you click on next button, it will ask two things here. One is the artifact ID, another is a group ID. It will ask group ID, what is the group ID, and what is the artifact ID. What means a group ID, guys? Group ID means like domain name or organization name for which you are developing an application. So here demo purpose I have given like com.example. And now artifact ID is similar to your project name, yeah, your application name. You want to create your project with what name? Yeah, you want to create an application with what name? You can give your application name or project name in artifact ID. Artifact ID means your project name. So suppose here we want to create one project as Selenium, yes, no, Selenium training learning, Selenium training learning. So I create a new project, yes, no. What name we have given here? Selenium underscore training underscore learning. And then this is a version, and now packaging. Actually, once project is created, once you want to package a project, we want to package a project either in jar, form, or var. So here we want to package our project in jar form. And then you can click on a finish button. Once you click on a finish button, Maven will create one project structure for you. Maven will create one project structure for you. Here we are using Maven build tool for creating a project. Maven is a build tool for creating and managing your project. So now you can check here, now project is created. Now once you expand this project, you can check here, there are several folder and files automatic is created. So this folder and structure will be created by the Maven. So now let's understand each folder and structure. So here first we have created project name. What is the project name here we given? Here we have given the project name like Selenium underscore training underscore learning. Under this project, one folder is created with name src main Java. src main Java. So it means if you require any Java source file, all the Java source file we need to place, all Java source file we need to place under that folder. Now then we have one more folder, src main resources. src main resources. So it means any resources may be any file, any properties file, any text file, any type of file. So any resources which required, any resources which required, required for guys, for Java source file, you can place under that folder. Java source file, you can place under src main resources folder, where you can place under src main resources. Now we have another file folder, we have src test Java, guys. Here we have src test Java. So if you want to create any test class, all the test classes, all test classes, we have need to place under src test Java. Then we have src test resources, src test resources. So all the any resource file which are required for your test classes, which required for test classes, yes, no, test classes, that resources we need to place under the src test resources folder, src test resources folder. And then you can check here, here we have main file that is you can check here, this is a JRE system library. JRE system library, it indicating which Java version you are using. Here you can check it uses which Java version, it uses 1.8 version. But in my system I have Java 17, I want to use Java 17 in my project, then you need to change the JRE in your system. So how we can change the JRE in my project? If you want to change the JRE in your project, So select the GRE system library, right click here on that GRE system library. There is option build path, guys. And then you can click configure build path. You can click on configure build path and you can remove. Right hand side, there is a button remove. You can click on the remove and then you can click add library. Now click on add library here. Which library we need to select? GRE system library. Then you can click on next and you can select execution environment. In the execution environment, you can select yes or no your Java version. Which Java version? JDK 17. You can select JDK 17. And then you can click on a finish button. You can click on a finish button. Now after that, you can click apply and close. Now you can check here. Your GRE age has been changed. Then in your project, while you're creating a Maven-based project, in the Maven-based project, we have very important one file that is called as a pom.xml file. You can check this file is a pom.xml file. This is the POM stands for Project Object Model. POM stands for Project Object Model. You can see this is a POM file. Actually, this is the XML file, and this file basically contains your project related configuration information. So this file actually what contains? This file will contain what contain, guys? This file will contain your project related configuration information. It contains your project related configuration information. So now here we have, you can check here we have created one file that is a pom.xml file. So which file we have created? Pom.xml file. Let's now we close it. Outline we can close everything. Okay, now you can save this file. So what is a POM file? So that is a very important file. POM file, actually it contains all project related information. So POM is the fundamental unit of a Maven. It is XML file that contains information about the project and configuration details that used by the Maven to build the project. So that is a very important file. This file what contains? Actually, this is a XML file. We can say it is a XML file. It is a XML file that contains information about the project. It contains information about the project and configuration details that used by Maven to build the project. So it means Maven, whatever in configuration using to build the project, it contains all the information. So this XML file contains information about the project and configuration details that used by the Maven to build the project. Okay, after creating a project, now my project is created. You can check here. Now project is ready. Now if you want to work with Selenium, so we require to add Selenium related dependencies. Because we want to work with Selenium. So we need to add Selenium dependencies. So if you want to work with Selenium, so you require Selenium dependency. So if you are creating Maven based project, no need to download dependency library from internet. Yes, no, from internet. Actually, which dependency you required in Maven based project? In pom.xml file, just you can inform to the Maven, hey Maven, I have required this dependency. Maven automatic will download and set into the class path. No need to perform manually these steps. Earlier, when you are not using the Maven based project, if programmer required any dependencies or libraries in a project, programmer needs to manually download, search and download from the internet, and then that library needs to set into the class path of a project. But if you're creating Maven based project, you not need to take care this thing because all these things now taken care by the Maven, because Maven is a build tool which used for managing and creating your project. No need to do manually this step. Okay, so which dependency you required? Any dependency that you want, go to the Google, and now in the Google you can search Maven repository. So Maven will provide one repository You can check Maven repository. Okay, any dependency, Maven related, any dependency you have required, you can search here. Just like here we require Selenium Java dependency, you can type Selenium Java. Just type and click on the search button. Once you type, you can check it. Just remove this one. Just type the Selenium. Sorry, there is spelling you can check. Click on the search button again. If you click on the search button, and now you can check here Selenium Java. You can click on the Selenium Java. Once you have clicked here, now it will open the Selenium dependency. Now you can check here. There are several versions is available. Which version you want to use? Any one of the version you can select in which you are interested. Just click on that version. Now you can check here. Now it's showing this dependency. Now you can copy this dependency and go to your ID and go to your ID. In your ID, you can check here in pom.xml file, any dependency that you have required in project, you can write within you can check here. This is a pom.xml file which contains project related information. Now this pom.xml file, you can check here. What is the root tag project, which contain your project related information. Under that project, you have group ID. What is the group ID for your project? What is the artifact ID? What is the version of your project? Yes or no? And now under this project tag is the root tag. If you want to use any dependencies, you can type here dependencies section, guys. You can check here. Here you can type one dependencies section. So dependencies, and you can type the dependencies section. You can type the dependencies section. Okay, remove this one, not required. So dependency is the root section. You can check it. Dependency is the root section. This is a root tag. Under that dependency tag, if you require any dependency, each dependency you can check, guys, what content. Just like when you created a Maven based project, it requires group ID and artifact ID, yes, no, and version. So you can copy the dependencies. So in already I have dependency. So we can go to the pom.xml file. In this pom.xml file, we have Java Selenium dependency. We can copy and we can paste in our project. We can paste. Now you can check it. This dependency we have added. Once you add it, you can check here. Here you can check in your project. This is a GRE library showing, but once you save your project, you can check here. Whatever Maven dependency you have added, automatic Maven will download and will add that dependency in your project. You can check a Maven dependency will be added automatic. And now under that Maven dependency, you can check here. Whatever Maven related dependency, Selenium related dependency required, it will download and set into the class path in your project. So I have required Selenium Java dependency, and we required one more dependency. One is required driver manager, WebDriver manager dependency. What is the use of this dependency? We will discuss later on. But first understand, we required first dependency Selenium Java. Why required Selenium Java dependency? Because if you want to work with Selenium, so you require Selenium dependency. So here we want to use Selenium with Java. That's why we need to add Selenium Java dependency. Next, we have required one WebDriver manager. Actually, for each browser, you require to maintain one driver. WebDriver you need to maintain. Just like for Chrome browser, you need to maintain Chrome driver. For Firefox browser, you need to maintain Firefox WebDriver. So this dependency basically helps to manage the WebDriver for your browser. Okay, after adding this dependency, we require to add one more dependency, test-ng dependency. So let's understand what is a test-ng dependency. Test-ng dependency, why we required? Actually, once you added the Selenium dependency, after that you need to write a test cases. You need to write a test cases. So how we can write a test case? So test-ng, using test-ng, test-ng is a testing framework for Java that helps in automating tests for your software application. Actually, using test-ng, we can write and organize the test case that we want to execute. So test-ng actually supports to writing a automation test cases. So it helps to writing unit test cases, the integration testing, automation script, end-to-end testing, yes, no, any type of testing test case if you want to write, you can write using test-ng. So that's why we have added one test-ng dependency in our application. Using TestNG, we can write a test cases for automation script. Okay, now you save it. After saving, you can check here. All this dependency will be added automatic in your project. So after creating a project in your form.xml file, guys, in your form.xml file, you need to add these required dependency. Which dependency we have required? One is the Selenium Java dependency required, Selenium Java dependency required. Second dependency required WebDriver manager dependency. We need to add WebDriver manager dependency. And next dependency we have required test ng dependency. This dependency we have need to add in your project. Now next thing, guys, after adding the test ng dependencies, we need to add test ng plugins in your Eclipse IDE. How you can add test ng plugins? If you want to add plugin test ng plugin in your Eclipse IDE, go to the help menu. In the help menu, here there is option, guys. You can check Eclipse Marketplace. You can click on Eclipse Marketplace. In the Eclipse Marketplace, it will open the Eclipse Marketplace. Now, in the Eclipse Marketplace, you need to search the test ng plugin. So actually, why we require test ng plugins? Once you add the test ng dependency, using test ng dependencies, you can use test ng annotation, whatever annotation provided by the test ng, you are able to use and you are able to write a test cases. But after that, you need to run those test cases. You required plug-in environment platform. To run your test cases, yes, no, you require test ng platform. So that's why you need to add test ng plugin in your Eclipse IDE. So here you can search test ng, just search and press enter. Now it will search the test ng dependency. Okay, as of now it's not searching. Okay, there might be chance sometimes my marketplace. Okay, we need to switch. Yes, no. Okay, we need to change actually. First of all, what we need to, here we are using Eclipse IDE. So go to the window option. Here there is a perspective. You can check it. Open a perspective. Go to the other option. So actually we need to change the perspective. Here we need to select Java EE perspective. So now you can select Java EE perspective. Open that. So in my case, I'm using actually J2 SE perspective. Now you need to change the perspective. Make sure when you're creating Maven-based project, you need to change your perspective. So you can check, it will provide several perspectives like Java, but when you are using Maven-based project, if you are creating a Selenium project, so you need to select Java EE perspective. After that Java EE perspective, then you can go to the help option and go to the Eclipse Marketplace. You can click on Eclipse Marketplace. Now, once Eclipse Marketplace is open, then you can search test ng. Here you can search test ng. Now, press enter. Once you search test ng, you can check here. Okay, cannot complete request. Okay, there might be chance some reason. Yes, no. My Eclipse Marketplace is not working. So just I will guide it the step. Go to the Eclipse Marketplace and just here search test ng. Once you search the test ng, it will show the plugin test ng for Eclipse. Just you can click install button. It will install the plugin. Just like you can check here. In this way, you are able to find, yes, no. You can check it. You are able to find install button. And once you click install button, it will install the test ng plugin in your Eclipse IDE. Okay, after that installing plugins, yes, no, now your project is ready. So you can check here. Here we have created one project. You can expand your project. In your project, there are several folders and files which created automatic because here we have created Maven-based project. Now, next step, we are trying to understand how we can write one simple script, Selenium script, and how we can run our test cases. Okay, so in next session, we will discuss how we can start to writing a test cases. So in next session, we will discuss how we can write a test case and how we can run a test case. I hope it's clear. Thank you.